What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Mock Draft Guy YouTube channel. And today, I am extremely excited to get back to my favorite series on the entire channel. It is the full 7-round 2024 mock drafts for each team in the NFL. Now, I am recording this a day before the season is over, but this is the Carolina Panthers, and they have unfortunately clinched the worst record in the entire NFL. So if they win, if they lose, it's really not going to matter with their whole draft position. But I'm super excited to get back to this series. A couple key things that will be done differently this year than last year. One thing is I'm going to be doing these mocks more of the way that I would draft for these teams. I always really consider more of the needs than anything else. And a lot of times we've seen, especially in past drafts, it's really more best player available for a lot of these teams. And, RAS scores come into it as well. Combine scores come into it as well. So it really looks like the NFL is transitioning into more of the athletic picks. More of the athletic players are getting drafted a lot higher. So I'm going to throw a little bit of the logic out the window. I'm going to be drafting these videos the way that I would be doing it, much less of, oh, well, they need an offensive tackle, so I'm going to take an offensive tackle. Well, they need a wide receiver after that. I'm going to take a wide receiver. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm obviously going to take in consideration all their needs. And most of these drafts, to be honest with you, are going to look like, a draft that, oh, well, we needed all this stuff anyway, so it doesn't even matter. The other thing that is going to be different is I'm going to be doing trades in this series now. So I'm going to try and limit the amount of times I trade. If you guys are fans of this channel, if you guys have watched this series before, you know that I am a fan of trading down basically 100%. So it'll probably be rare in this series that I trade up, especially with a team like the Carolina Panthers that unfortunately don't have their first round pick, which happens to be the #1 overall pick. So that's a swift kick in the nuts for them. And it's going to be incredibly tough to trade up into the first round from pick number 33. So this is going to be probably a video where I trade down more often than not. It's not going to be more than once or twice in a video, because then it starts to get redundant and a little bit ridiculous after a while. So I'm going to keep these videos as realistic as possible. And I'm super excited to restart this series yet again. It is the first day. You're seeing this right after the NFL season is officially over. The off season is beginning for 20 or 18 of these teams at least, and then 14 teams are in the playoffs. So I'm going to be doing this in order of the draft order. So really the Chicago Bears have the #1 overall pick, but it's really the Carolina Panthers who have it. They traded it away. So I will be starting, of course, with the Carolina Panthers. But before we get into this video, if you enjoy my channel, my content, or this series, please leave a like and please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be uploading, whether it be videos or shorts, 5 to 6 times a week now, starting after the NFL regular season is over. So you really don't want to miss out on any of that great content. So without further delay, let's get into this draft. Okay, so starting out at pick number 33, which is the first pick in the second round for the Carolina Panthers. Now, I mentioned it before at the beginning of this video. The Carolina Panthers, unfortunately, do not have their first round pick, which so happens to be a first overall pick. Now, with a roster that has just so many holes, there's so many things that the Carolina Panthers did wrong, I feel like, throughout the course of the season. One of them not being trading up for Bryce Young. You got to go up and you got to get your franchise quarterback, or who you think is going to be your franchise quarterback. Now, some people might think, oh, CJ Stroud might have been better, but CJ Stroud, while his situation wasn't the best, it was still miles better than the Carolina Panthers situation. So I think we have to give Bryce Young a little bit of time before we make that, bust designation, or, oh, CJ Stroud is going to be better. He has had really nothing to work with this entire season. Granted, he didn't really elevate the play of the players around him, but at the same time, I'm willing to give him at least a full other year of an off season and more players involved and all that kind of stuff to make a quick determination on that. So my first inclination is we're going to have to acquire more picks. And as you see right here on the screen, a trade has already been accepted. So the trade was, I am trading down from 33 to 39 overall with the New York Giants. The New York Giants wanted to move up to 33. We acquire a third round pick with that as well. So we are getting picks number 39 and pick number 70 for pick number 33. Now, I realize moving down from 33 to 39 could hinder our ability to get a game-changing wide receiver, but this wide receiver class really is deep, and I'm moving down for more of an edge or an offensive tackle. I'm not really necessarily concerned with a wide receiver one right now because we still have Adam Thielen, we still have Jonathan Mingo. I know that those aren't fantastic options, but they're still good options, even Thielen being in his age, 33 season or 34 season going into next year. I'm still less confident in the defensive line and the offensive line than I am in the weapons. So we are moving down to acquire more draft capital. So we're going down here to pick number 39. And yeah, I am not taking any more trades on this one. So we're going to look and see what's on the board here at number 39. All right, so the pick here for me at number 39 is going to be offensive tackle Jordan Morgan out of Arizona. The reason being Jordan Morgan, I know you're going to say, I can't believe you didn't take a wide receiver. But at 39, this is a wide receiver class that we haven't seen in quite some time. I'm fully convinced. I was holding out for Troy Franklin here. See, this is what I was talking about, where if we move down, we're going to hinder our ability to get a game-changing wide receiver, which I do believe Troy Franklin is. But this team needs so much more than another wide receiver. I'm really just trying to acquire as much assets as I can and kind of piece together a bunch of these holes. So Jordan Morgan is a huge get for me for the Carolina Panthers. That is your left tackle of the future. 37 collegiate games in his career, all 37 of them at left tackle. Ikem Ekwonu has been okay this year, but I really think he's best suited to play guard. Now, if you look at your offensive line, you got Jordan Morgan on the left, then you have Ikem Ekwonu either at left guard or right guard, and you have Taylor Moton at right tackle. Your offensive line already becomes a little bit more formidable. I know you still have some holes in the interior, but if Austin Corbett comes back, all that kind of stuff you got going on. You already have a more formidable offensive line if Ikem Ekwonu can slide in and play either guard position. Jordan Morgan, 6'6", 325 pounds, really, really athletic. He's a good pass protector and a really good run blocker. I think he would fit seamlessly into this offensive line and be a home run pick right away. So Jordan Morgan's going to be our first pick at number 39. Now, with the first pick in the third round, the Carolina Panthers at number 65 overall, I'm looking at wide receiver here, and there's a couple really, really enticing options on the board. You got Jalen Polk, 6'4", 215 pounds, a true X receiver out of Washington, and you're looking at Devontae Walker as well out of North Carolina. 6'3", 200 pounds, runs a great 4.4 speed, a lowish 4.4 speed. He got up to his top speed against Michigan State, I want to say, was at like 23.1 miles per hour. So an unbelievable speed receiver. I think that's who I'm going to take over Jalen Polk. It's nothing against Jalen Polk. I just think it comes down to the big play ability. Now, Polk can win down the field, but his speed isn't going to blow you away. You have an X type of receiver in Devontae Walker who has the size, who has the strength, and he has the speed as well. He's a home run threat on every single reception, and I think that's really something that the Carolina Panthers need in their offense right now. So Devontae Walker is going to be the pick here for me at number 65. So we already sort of kind of took care of Bryce Young. For the most part, we got him a left tackle. We got him a potential wide receiver number 1 in the third round. So let's see what pick number 70 brings us. So as you see here on the left, there are our selections so far. We did trade for the 39th and the 70th overall pick. So Jordan Morgan and Devontae Walker are our 2 first picks. Now at pick number 70, we're going to address the edge rushing position here. I mean, one thing that I would have done if I was the Carolina Panthers front office is I would have traded Brian Burns when I had the chance. Now you're potentially letting him walk away for free when a mystery team offered 2 first-round picks for him. I believe it was at the beginning of the season or very, very early on in the season. So a bit of a misstep there by the front office of the Carolina Panthers. Now you're essentially letting this, I don't know if I would resign if I was Brian Burns. You're letting this guy walk for free when you could have got so much draft capital, especially when you're missing so much draft capital. I think it was the Arizona Cardinals, to be quite honest with you. I don't really know who it was, but the 2 first-round picks makes me think that it was 2 first-round picks in the same year, and it sounds like the Arizona Cardinals, but whatever. I'm not going to, harp on that. But at pick number 70 here, we kind of have our pick of the litter of some of these really, really nice mid-round edge rushers, and I think this needs to be addressed. If we're going to stick with a 3-4 defense here in Carolina, I think we need someone that embodies a rush linebacker type player, and for me, that's Adisa Isaac out of Penn State. 6'4", 255 pounds, runs a really nice 4.6. He's an incredible run defender as well. He had an amazing year for Penn State, 16 and a half tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks. Everyone kind of got caught up in the Chop Robinson hype, and everyone forgot about Adisa Isaac and how much of a menace he is on the edge. So that's a rush linebacker that could set the edge. He can get to the quarterback as well. He's really fast, and he's got some great power moves as well. So Adisa Isaac is going to be the pick here for me at number 70. At number 97 here in the third round, we're going to address the cornerback position because besides for J.C. Horn, the rest of the secondary is kind of up in the air. And even J.C. Horn himself, despite being as good as he is, he just can't stay on the field. So we're going to need to add more to that secondary. We're going to need to add more talent to that secondary. The cornerback position is a very volatile position in the NFL. You can never have too many good corners, and especially when your best corner is injured a lot of the time, I think you need to add to that. So TJ Tampa is someone I like a lot. 6'2", 200 pounds out of Iowa State, a really nice boundary size for the position. And he's also got some pretty great speed as well to keep up with those boundary receivers, with those X receivers. So I think adding another cornerback to the mix can't hurt, to be quite honest with you. This is a team that's going to look very different through free agency, through trades. They're probably going to cut some players as well. So you don't know how many players are coming back. I'm pretty sure the majority of the cornerback room is free agents to begin with. I think CJ Henderson's a free agent. I don't know if Dante Jackson is, but be that as it may, they're going to need to add more to the cornerback room. So TJ Tampa is going to be the pick for me at number 97. Now at number 134 here, I'm looking to upgrade the running back position. I mean, Miles Sanders has been just a complete disaster of a free agent signing so far this year. He just hasn't looked like himself last year. He was tremendous in Philadelphia's offense last year, hasn't shown it at all. And Chuba Hubbard has been pretty good, not from a per carry standpoint, but he's been, I mean, in an offensive line that really can't block too much for the running back as of late. He's done a pretty good job for the most part. I would say this year he's been a really nice surprise. But Marshawn Lloyd sitting here at number 134, that's going to be the pick for me. 5'9", 210 pounds. He's really, really elusive, has a nice short area explosiveness that, and he's a very elusive back as well. He's not going to be someone that's going to be looking for contact. He's going to be looking to bounce the ball to the outside. A lot of the times he's going to be, trying to avoid contact, but that's what you have Chuba Hubbard for, or Miles Sanders as well. Those are your contact backs. I don't really think Miles Sanders kind of is involved in the fold after this year, to be quite honest with you. So Hubbard is that guy that's probably going to run in between the tackles, and Marshawn Lloyd's going to be the guy that avoids contact. But that seems like a really nice partnership. You got the speed guy on the outside who can receive just as well as Chuba Hubbard. So it's kind of adding another burst to the offense, which they desperately need. So Marshawn Lloyd is going to be the pick here for me at number 134. A really nice find here in the 5th round. I'm going to double down on the edge rushing position here at number 159. Mohamed Kamara is sitting here out of Colorado State. This is someone that I've been really high on. I did an NFL draft diamond short on him a couple weeks ago. Quietly one of the most productive players in the FBS over the past 3 seasons. 28.5 sacks over his past 3 years. He had 13.5 this year. His game against Colorado kind of put him on the map where people said, wow, this guy is a lot more productive than we would have thought of. He blew up Colorado's offensive line, which really isn't saying much because it wasn't really that great. But he is a tremendous player in his own right. He's undersized for the position, 6'1", 250 pounds. But it's so funny because his pro comparison for me is Shaq Barrett, who just so happens to be a 6'1", 250-pound edge rusher out of Colorado State. So we could see how effective Shaq Barrett is. But I think Mohamed Kamara is much more. He's a tackle for loss machine, just kind of like Adisa Isaac. You're getting someone that brings much more than just rushing the passer. You're getting someone that could set the edge, and you're getting someone that could really defend the run very, very well. So I think if Mohamed Kamara is this far down the board, regardless of what you've done above it, I think you have to take a chance. While undersized, he brings a lot of speed and he brings great run defending as well as rushing the passer as well. So Mohamed Kamara is going to be the pick here for me at number 159. So at pick number 162 in round 6, the last pick that we have in this 7-round Carolina Panthers mock draft, I am going to take Dallin Holker out of Colorado State. Yeah, I know, 2 Colorado State players back-to-back, but he offers some really nice athleticism for the position. You have Tommy Tremble, you have Ian Thomas as well. You have guys that can block for Bryce Young, and then you have someone like Dallin Holker, who is 6'5", 235 pounds, more of the athletic receiving tight end. type of archetype. And I feel like we haven't seen that in Carolina for some time now. So while you have Tommy Tremble, he's a pretty decent receiver as well when he gets, when he gets targets. But Holker is someone that I think can stretch the field as well. He's a reliable big body target in the middle of the field. And I know this has been more offensive focused than defensive focused, but man, you got to get Bryce Young some help. And getting Holker, a big body target in the middle of the field, can't help but think that that helps him a lot. So Holker is going to be the last pick for me here in this 7-round mock draft. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There's my full 7-round mock draft for the Carolina Panthers in the 2024 NFL Draft. Jordan Morgan, we traded down from 33 to acquire 39 and number 70. We get Jordan Morgan, tackle out of Arizona at number 39. Devontae Walker, a X-type of wide receiver out of North Carolina at 65. At 70, we get edge rushing extraordinaire, run defender, Adisa Isaac out of Brooklyn, New York from Penn State. TJ Tampa, a really nice boundary corner out of Iowa State at number 97. At number 134, we get Marshawn Lloyd to pair probably with Chuba Hubbard. And then at 159, we get Colorado State edge rusher Muhammad Kamara. And then back-to-back Colorado State picks. At 162, we get Deline Holker out of Colorado State as well. A nice vertical type of receiving tight end that Bryce Young can use. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I really, really appreciate you guys subscribing and commenting on this video. I can't wait to get the rest of this series started. So thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.